How important are slates in commercial auditions? They are very, very important. They can actually help you book the job. Hi, I'm Kaz and I'm the creator of Line Runner Tapes. I just did a Q&A with a director that I worked with in the past, and he did admit to me that there are times when he is in a time crunch that he will only look at your slate and from there then decide if he's going to look at the audition or not. This is their first impression of you, their first introduction. They're making a snap judgment from just your slate as to whether you can play the warm mom or the helpful employee. So here are 3 quick tips on how to nail your slate and even increase the chances of you booking the job with just your slate. Now, I promise these are tricks and tips that I've used numerous times to book dozens and dozens of national commercials. So here we go. So tip number 1 is introduce yourself. Don't announce yourself. I see so many actors make this mistake, and just remember that you're speaking to one person, the viewer. You're not speaking to an audience. So let me show you what it should not look like, and then I will show you an example of what it should look like. Hi, I'm Klaz Santana. Hello, I'm Klaz Santana. So tip number 1 is introduce yourself, don't announce yourself. You may not even realize that you're doing it. Tip number 2 is extremely helpful. Think of someone you love while you slate. I want you to think of your mom, your boyfriend, your dog. They want to see something warm, something going on in the eyes. And what better way than to think of someone you love while you're slating? Now, tip number 3 is one of my favorites because it has helped me book so many commercials. And it is to sprinkle a little bit of the character onto your slate. What I mean by that is I want you to take some of the qualities that they're asking if you're coming in for a mom, for example, and obviously a mom is supposed to be nurturing, it's supposed to be loving, so I sprinkle a little bit of that onto my slate as I say my name. And if I'm going out for the reporter, which tends to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more informative, I go ahead and sprinkle some of that onto the slate as well. They want to see you as the character from the slate. But I do want to be mindful with this particular tip because it's about sprinkling the character onto the slate. I often use this example in my class. I don't want you to make it the cake. I don't want you to make it the frosting. I just want you to sprinkle a little bit of the character onto the slate. If you make it the cake, it can seem a little bit put on. It can seem a bit more of a character, and they always want to hire you. So that's why I always want you to sprinkle the character onto the slate. So try this when you're a little bit more advanced, but I promise you it works wonders. It's booked me jobs time and time and time again. So there you go, 3 tips on how to nail your slate. In my Instagram, Line Runner Tapes, I share so many tips on how to nail your audition, so join me. Thank you for watching and keep breaking legs.